Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, classmates. So today, we will be reporting Module 3, Customer Focus. So in this topic, we will be discussing on what are the important things to consider not just for the customers but also sa ating pong mga competitors. So, in today's increasingly competitive market, it is no longer enough to understand customers for a firm to succeed. Firms must pay close attention to their competition. So sinasabi po dito ng isang firm or isang business. So ang firm po means an organization involved in the trade of goods and services. So ang sabi po dito ng mga businesses daw at firms, hindi lang enough or hindi na sapat na mag-focus lang sila sa mga target customers sila. Kung hindi, pati na rin po sa mga competitors. So nowadays, madami na pong mga innovation or improvement ang business world sa atin. Kaya we need to consider many things na makaka-apekto po sa ating business. Next, they need to constantly compare their products, prices, channels, and promotional efforts with their close competitors to identify areas of competitive advantage and disadvantages. In order po sa isang business na mag-stand out sa competitors niya, madaming factors po kagaya ng mga nasabi ko kanina, like price, products, and promotional efforts. In this way, malalaman ng isang company ang competitive advantages and disadvantages niya. A certain business needs to know kung ano nga ba yung mga possible threats na pwedeng gawin ng other businesses or competitors. But we need to be aware po sa competitive myopia na sinasabi ni Theodore Levitt. So ano nga ba yung competitive myopia? So, competitive myopia is when a company becomes so focused on its direct competitors that it misses less obvious challenges or underestimates new entrants to the field. Meaning po, we shouldn't focus lang sa main or direct competitors natin. We also need to be observant sa paligid natin sa mga new entrants or new businesses na possible po maka-apekto sa ating business. So next topic po is competitor analysis. So competitor analysis provides both an offensive and a defensive strategic context for identifying opportunities and threats. So sabi po dito na yung competitor analysis po, tinuturuan tayo nito ng isang business na yung mga opportunities na pwede natin gawin ay dapat magawa natin ng maayos at yung mga threats na pwedeng gawin ng competitors ay dapat meron tayong counter-attack doon. Sabi dito na we need to have an offensive and a defensive strategy. So what does it mean po? For example, sa sports, sa basketball, ang isang team po, hindi siya mananalo kung puro lang siya offense. Hindi lang siya mananalo kung puro sa shoot. Dapat meron silang defensive plays. Ganoon din po sa business world. For example, meron akong business, milk tea business, ganon. Sa isang barangay po, alam naman natin na marami ng mga milk tea businesses na tinatayo. In order for my business to stand out, kailangan malaman ko yung strengths ko. Ano nga ba yung strengths ko? For example, mas lamang yung mga promos ng milk tea ko compare sa isang businesses. At yung mga threats naman na pwedeng gawin ay ng mga ibang milk tea shop ay pwede silang magtayo ng mga ng free wifi or free Netflix, kung saan dapat meron akong counter-attack doon na mas lalamangan ko na mayroong free wifi, may mga magazines and games na pwede kong i-unlock sa customers ko para mas maging nakaka-attract sa ibang customers. So, through competitor analysis, firms identify who their key competitors are, develop a profile for each of them, identify their objectives and strategies, their strengths and weaknesses, and their threat. So ayun nga po, sinasabi dito na yung competitor analysis, mas nakakatulong siya upang yung business mag-end up siya na mas maging effective at mas maging productive sa business world.
Hello guys! My name is Clarise Juliana Guzman, and I'm going to discuss about identifying current and potential customers and the industry-based analysis. Identifying current and potential competitors. To identify their current and potential competitors, firms have to use both an industry approach as well as a market approach. So that means ang mga firms or businesses daw po ay gumagamit ng marketing strategy na ito to find an effective competitive position in a market. Kasi syempre, competitor identification is an important tool for the business for their positioning and competitive advantages. So that means ang competitor identification daw po or competitor analysis is very essential to the firms or businesses. Kasi syempre kapag nakilala natin yung mga competitors natin, magkakaroon tayo ng isang ideas patungkol sa mga advantages, disadvantages, ganyan. And sometimes yung mga marketing strategy natin is madadagdagan pa yung mga plano natin na ganyan patungkol doon sa product na yon na ipanlalaban sa competitor mo. And sometimes yung mga competitors natin is meron silang lapses na tinatawag. And yung mga business na yon, hinahanap nila yun yung mga lapses na yon para ma-counterfeit nila yung mga competitors nila. Industry approach. It yields insights on the structure of the industry and the products offered by all market participants. So that means ang industry approach daw po ay patungkol sa mga insights ng industry at kung ano man ang mga products na kanilang ino-offer. And by this, sa tingin ko ang industry approach ay para rin lang siyang industry analysis kasi patungkol lang siya sa industriya mismo And by that, nakakatulong din ito maintindihan kung ano nga ba ang mga company's position, if it is relative to participants in the industry. And by that, pwede mong malaman kung ano man ang mga pwedeng maging opportunities and threats ng industry na ginagalawan mo. And by this, pwede ka din maka-envision ng iyong future plans for the industry. Siyempre, kapag alam mo yung present na ginagawa ng industry mo, pwede kang makaisip kung ano ba talaga. So, pag ba itong bagay na to pinagpatuloy ng isang industry, sa tingin mo ba, in the future, okay pa din ba to? So, meron kang pwedeng mga maisip ng mga factors that would affect the industry at kung ano man yung mga kanilang ginagawa sa industriya mismo. Market approach. It focuses on the customer need and the firms attempting to satisfy those needs. So that means ang market approach daw po is nakafocus sa customer needs at kung paano ma-satisfy ng mga firms yung mga needs ng mga customer. Kaya naman po ang mga firms ay nagkakaroon ng iba't ibang methods like calculation, basis, evaluation, like that ng iba't ibang products or services just to know the satisfaction of the customer needs. And by that, pwede po siyang i-relate sa identifying current and potential competitors kasi yung ibang firms po is naghahanap po sila ng abundant data that can be compared to other products or services. Kasi kapag halimbawa may isang magandang service silang nahanap or isang magandang product silang nahanap, kino-compare nila ngayon yung kanilang product offer, kung ano man yung kanilang mga ino-offer na products or services, and by that, iniisip nila kung ano ba yung mga pwedeng mga bagay upang mas mahigitan pa nila kung paano nasa-satisfy ng mga companies na yon yung mga needs ng mga customers. Industry-based analysis. An industry is defined as a group of firms whose products and services are close substitutes of each other. So, patungkol po ito sa analysis ng mga iba't ibang industriya, kung ano man yung mga iba't ibang uri ng mga industriya na nakabase sa mga number of sellers and their product differentiation. So, kung kanina po, is tinakal ko yung industry approach or tinawag ko siyang industry analysis itself because doon natin kinilala kung ano ba yung isang industriya. Pero ngayon, dito sa industry-based analysis, is tutukuyin natin kung ano ba yung mga iba't ibang uri ng mga industriya. Monopoly. Monopoly exists when only one firm supplies a given product or service in a certain country or area. So that means ang monopoly daw po, ito daw po yung isang industry na single seller po ng isang unique product in the market. Whereas, yung seller na to, wala siyang kompetensya or there is no competition kasi siya lang talaga yung nagsusupply ng isang commodity na yon to a certain country or area. So, ang best example nito para sa akin is ang Meralco. Whereas, sila lang talaga yung kilala natin na nagsusupply ng electricity sa ating bansa. Oligopoly. Oligopoly consists of a few firms producing basically the same commodity. So, ang oligopoly daw po is a kind of market structure with a small number of firms that are supplying the same commodity. So, that means ang oligopoly daw po, ito daw po yung mga firms or industry na nagsusupply ng mga commodity na magkakapareho. At ang example nito ay ang mga gas stations like Caltex, Phoenix, Sea Oil, Shells, and Petron. Ang mga oligopoly or the few firms daw po na ito is they can significantly influence each other. So that means kapag gusto nilang mag-price hike, pwede silang mag-usap-usap. Kumbaga, pwede silang magkaroon ng mga agreement, ganito, ganyan, kung magtataas ba sila ng presyo or hindi. At kung napapansin po natin, itong mga industries na po na ito, itong mga firms po na ito, pag nagpapagas tayo, meron silang tinataas na presyo at meron din silang binababa na presyo, pero kaunti lamang yung diferensya nito. So that means meron talagang impluwensya between these firms. Differentiated oligopoly. It refers to an industry in which a few firms produce partially differentiated products. Kumbaga, ang differentiated oligopoly naman daw po is patungkol sa mga industry na kung saan may isa silang main product. Kumbaga, halimbawa, ang great example of this is the Nestle, whereas dairy product ang kanilang mga binibenta. Beside that, hindi lang sila nagbebenta nito. May iba't ibang uri yung mga binibenta nila. Example is yung ice cream, yung mga chocolate, yung mga milk, di ba? Kumbaga, dairy products sila, pero nahahati pa rin sa iba't ibang uri o sa iba't ibang mga concept yung mga products nila. Monopolistic competition. It refers to a situation where several competing firms in an industry are able to differentiate their offer in a whole or in part. So that means ang mga monopolistic competition daw po, ito daw po yung mga businesses kung saan nag-o-offer sila ng whole product at pwede rin naman siya in parts. Whereas nagkakaroon po talaga ng mga market segmentation ang kanilang mga products. Ang best example nito is yung mga Burger King, KFC, Domino's, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, and any other restaurants, kumbaga, na nag-o-offer ng mga package at pwede rin naman single order only. Halimbawa, etong KFC, pwede kang umorder ng bucket meal. At pwede ka rin namang umorder ng single meal lamang. Kumbaga, pwede ka mag-order ng rice, at saka ng chicken. Pero pwede ka rin naman umorder ng puro sundae. Alam niyo yung parang may package talaga. Pero sabi nila mas makakatipid ka daw po sa package. Pero, syempre, kapag binili natin yung package, di ba, parang ang mahal, parang ang laki-laki. Pero sabi nila mas nakakatipid daw. Pero syempre, di ba, kapag ipit ka, syempre doon ka na lang sa single meal. Whereas, ayun lang naman talaga yung kailangan mo. Paano kapag isa ka na lang sa bahay nyo, di ba? Ikaw lang mag-isa. Bumili ka pa ng bucket meal, di ba? Isa ka lang naman kakain. Kaya, itong monopolistic competition, isa to sa mga strategy ng mga market, whereas, pwede na lang ibenta yung mga products nila into whole or in part. Pure competition. Pure competition takes place in industries in which many firms offer the same product or service. So that means ang pure competition daw po, there is no differentiation among offers, prices, because sila talaga yung magkaparehas na magkaparehas. Kung pagandahan na lang ng advertisement to, pagandahan na lang ng taste bud to, at palakasan na lang to sa masa kung saan ba talaga bibili ang mga customer. At ang best example nito is ang McDonald's and Jollibee, di ba? Sila talaga yung mortal na magkaaway dito sa Pilipinas eh. Pagdating sa mga chicken, sa mga spaghetti, sa mga sundae, like that, kung gusto nyo kumain ng mga fast food, di ba? Sila talaga eh. At etong dalawa na to is they offer, di ba? They offer the same service, they offer the same price, the same product, like that. And itong dalawa na to is medyo pagkakaiba sila, 'di ba? Kasi syempre itong McDonald's is international company to eh, from international company. While yung Jollibee is nanggaling talaga to sa bansa natin and local talaga siya. But then nag-evolve na rin to eh, yung Jollibee. Syempre kasi nagkaroon na rin ng iba't ibang branches ang Jollibee sa ibang bansa, 'di ba? And sometimes ang pure competition daw po is there is no benefit of advertising and seller's profit kasi parehas lang sila eh. Kumbaga, itong dalawa na to is palakasan talaga. Kaya minsan, hindi daw nagbe-benefit sa mga advertisement nila.
Good day everyone, my name is Angelica LLONA and I will be reporting the market-based analysis and the competitor profiling. Marketing myopia trap. As first expressed in an article by Theodore Levitt in Harvard Business Review, marketing myopia trap is a short-sighted and inward-looking approach to marketing which only focuses on fulfillment of immediate needs of the company rather than focusing on the marketing from consumers' point of view. Some examples of these are predicting growth without conducting proper research, mass production without knowing the demand, and not changing with the dynamic consumer environment. Market-based analysis. A firm looks for its competitors among those companies that satisfy the same customer need. To avoid falling into the marketing myopia trap, however, and in order to include all actual and potential competitors, this needs has to be defined as broadly as possible. The range of current and potential competitors is broad. Some of these are the brand, industry, product, and generic competitors or competition. Brand competition. The firm considers other firms offering a similar product or service to the same customers at a similar prices as its competitors. For example, the Coca-Cola would see Pepsi-Cola as its main competitor. Industry competition. The firm uses a broader approach and sees as its competitors all firms making the same product or class of product. Example of this is a Coca-Cola would see all other soda manufacturers as its competitors. Product competition. The firm uses an even broader approach and sees as its competitors as a firm manufacturing products that supply the same service. For example, Coca-Cola would see all other carbonated beverages manufacturers as its competitors. Generic competition. The firm could use a still broader approach and see its competitors as firms that compete for the same consumer dollars. Example, Coca-Cola would see all other beverage suppliers as its competitors. Competitor profiling. Competitor analysis is an assessment of the strengths and weaknesses of current and potential competitors. It consists in finding out and processing data about competing businesses or products in order to generate the key information about them, categorize them, and identify their key competitive differences. Profiling your competitors allows you to understand a range of key information about their business, including what prices they charge for their products, where they find their customers, and how they advertise. Objectives ascribed to competitors can encompass profitability, market share growth, cash flow, technological leadership, service leadership, and more. Competitors' objectives are also shaped by various factors including the firm size, history, current management, and economics. Competitor strategies encompass the product quality, product features and product mix, target marketing and positioning, customer service, research and development, manufacturing, purchasing, pricing policy, distribution coverage, sales force strategy, advertising and sales promotion programs, and the financial and marketing strategies, including the 4 P's, which is the product, price, promotion, and place or distribution.
Good day everyone, I'm Beatriz PILI and I'll be discussing SWOT analysis, assessing market attractiveness, and Porter's 5 key elements, the industry competitors, potential entrants, product substitutes, buyer's power, and supplier's power. SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis is a planning process that helps your company overcome challenges and determine what new leads to pursue. SWOT analysis focuses on the 4 elements of the acronym, allowing companies to identify the forces influencing a strategy, action, or initiative. To run a successful business, you should regularly analyze your process to ensure you are operating as efficiently as possible. Assessing market attractiveness. Before entering a particular market or market segment, a firm needs to assess its attractiveness. There's 5 key elements. According to Michael Porter, the attractiveness of a market or market segment is determined by the opportunities and threats posed by 5 key elements: industry competitors, potential market entrants, availability of product substitutes, buyer's power, and suppliers. Industry competitors. Industry competition includes businesses that sell a similar product or service. All businesses have competitors, and in some cases, industry competition is so fierce that companies have to fight for the business of potential customers. Despite the negative implication of the term competition, the very state of industry competition can have a major influence on business strategy. Industry competition have 5 forces: the industry rivalry, threat of new entrants, bargaining power of customers, bargaining power of suppliers, and threat of substitutes. Potential entrants. Actual new entry plays an important regulatory role in a market in removing above normal profits and in expanding market supply. However, the mere threat of potential entry may in itself be sufficient to ensure that existing firms supply the market efficiently and set prices that are consistent with supply cost. Substitute product. Substitute product is one that serves the same purpose as another product in the market. Getting more of one commodity allows a consumer to demand less of other product. The demand for substitute products shows a negative correlation, that is, consumption of one product reduces or replaces the need of the other. However, the demand and pricing of substitute products exhibit a positive correlation. This means if the price of one product increases, the demand for the other increases. Buyer's power. Buyer's power refers to a customer's ability to reduce prices, improve quality, or generally play industry participants off one another. This potent force can offer insight into existing operational tactics and strategies that directly drive industry revenue, such as pricing or consumer targeting, to name 2, and can generally help explain why some companies fail while others thrive in a given industry. Supplier's power. Supplier's power is the degree of control a provider of goods and services can exert on its buyer. Supplier's power is linked to the ability of suppliers to increase prices, decrease quality, or limit the number of products they will sell. Usually, the number of suppliers of a particular resource greatly determine suppliers' power.
Good day everyone, my name is Judith Martinez and I'm going to discuss designing competitive strategies and the market leader. Designing competitive strategies, the roles played by a firm in an industry can be usually classified into market leader, market challenger, market follower, or market nicher. A firm can gain further insights about its competitors and design more effective competitive strategies by identifying its role and that of its competitors. So sa business, hindi talaga mawawala yung competition. And in order for you to survive, you have to compete with your competitors. That's why we have to create the competitive strategies. So the competitive strategies is defined as the long-term plan for a particular company in order to gain competitive advantage over its competitors in the industry. And isa sa mga role nito ay ang market leader. It is common in many industries to have one firm with a dominant market share. This firm is the market leader in terms of prices, new product introductions, distribution coverage, and promotional spending. Competitors typically challenge, imitate, or avoid the leader. One of the great examples of market leader is the Coca-Cola. So when it comes to price, affordable itong Coca-Cola dahil merong mga maliliit at mga malalaki itong sizes na talagang swak at afford talaga ng mga tao. New product introductions, magaling din mag-promote at mag-introduce yung Coca-Cola sa mga bago nilang produkto. Sa distribution coverage naman, ay worldwide ang pagdidistribute nila ng mga products nila. At hindi mawawala sa mga restaurants and mga fast food chains yung Coca-Cola as their drink. And when it comes to promotional spending, ay grabe rin yung pag-i-spend nila sa pagpapromote nila sa mga advertisements in social media platforms and TV commercials. And as a leader, diba, gusto nating mapanatili sa pwestong number 1 yung firm natin sa isang industry. Their typical approach is to attempt to expand total market, protect the current market share, and grow their market share.
Hi everyone, I am Elizabeth B. VILLAPANDO of group number 3 and I will be discussing the topic about expanding total market. When the total market expands, the dominant firm usually gains the most. For example, if Heinz Ketchup can convince more people to use ketchup, or to use ketchup with more meals, or to use more ketchup on each occasion, the firm will benefit considerably because it already sells almost 2/3 of the country's ketchup. In general, the market leader should look for new customers or more usage from existing customers. A company can search for new users among 3 groups: those who might use it but do not, those who have never used it, or those who live elsewhere. In order to expand your total market, you need to attract new users. You can focus on consumers who are unaware of the product or who are resisting buying it because of the price or lack of certain features. Johnson's baby shampoo provides a classic example of developing new users. When the baby boom had passed and the birth rate slowed down, the company grew concerned about future sales growth. J&J's marketers noticed that the other market leader strategist family members sometimes used the baby shampoo for their own hair. Management developed an advertising campaign aimed at adults. In short time, Johnson's baby shampoo became a leading brand in the total shampoo market. The marketer can expand markets by discovering and promoting new uses for the product. DuPont's nylon is an example of new use expansion. Every time nylon was become a mature product, some new use appeared. Nylon was first used as fiber for parachutes, then for women's stockings, later as leading material in shirts and blouses. Another example of new use expansion is Arm & Hammer baking soda. Its sales had flattened after 125 years. Then the company discovered that the consumers were using baking soda as a refrigerator deodorizer. To induce current customer to use more of its product, a firm developed strategies to convince its customer to use the product in other occasions and in greater amounts each time. A third market expansion strategy is to persuade people to use the product more often or to use more per occasion. For example, Procter & Gamble advises users that its Head & Shoulder shampoo is more effective with 2 applications instead of 1 per hair wash. Defending market share. To defend its market share, the best strategy for a leader is to continuously innovate its product, its customer service, its distribution system, and its cost structure. When the leader tries to expand the total market size, it must also continuously defend its current business against enemy attacks. For example, Coca-Cola must constantly maintain its guard against Pepsi-Cola. Similarly, Hero Honda should constantly maintain its guard against Bajaj, Honda, Suzuki, and TVS in two-wheeler market. In this strategy, the leader firm must keep its cost down and its price must be consistent with the value that customers see in the product.
Hi, I am Regine Flores and I will be discussing about expanding market share and market challenger. First things first, let us define market share. Market share can be understood as the portion of the total sales of a company within the entire market where it is operational. In much simpler terms, it can be defined as the percentage that a company has in the total sales of industry or market. Now, the question is, why expanding market share is important? It is important because it is now widely recognized that one of the main determinants of business profitability is market share. Under most circumstances, enterprises that have achieved a high share of the markets they serve are considerably more profitable than their smaller share rivals. There are things that you can do to expand market share. First thing is innovation. With the help of innovation, you will be able to introduce new technology in the market that your competitors are not having. This will enable you to pull in the customers of your competitors as well, and hence, you will be able to increase your market share effectively. Next is developing productive customer relationship. It plays a crucial role in market share. When you strengthen your relationship with your customers, you make a loyal customer base. Your customers will never go to your competitors. Also, satisfied and loyal customers will widen the reach of your brand by spreading positive news about this in the market. Their word of mouth marketing will also play a key role in increasing your market share. Third, incorporating best employees is also quite vital for increasing market share. When you have the best workforce in your industry, it will be quite useful for you in expanding the market share. And with the best class employees, you will not need to spend money on turnover or training. By saving the money, businesses can increase the budget of their resources on some of the other key competencies that will empower them to improve their market share. Lastly, acquiring your competitor can enable you to increase the market share. Businesses that receive their competitors efficiently increase their market share by earning the existing customers of those competitors. Also, it helps a business in reducing the other players in the market that are sharing the profits. Hence, opting for profitable acquisition deals is very significant in today's time for increasing the market share. Let's move on to another lesson, which is the market challenger. Generally, the market challengers are those firms which have a good reputation in the market and enjoys a strong financial position. These firms target the market leader or the competitor at the same level with the objective, which is to reach the first position in the market or become an industry leader. There are 5 common attack strategies used by market challengers. Number 1 is frontal attack. A frontal attack is seen when a competitor attacks another based on the strength of the competitor. For example, Pepsi introduces Diet Pepsi while Coke introduces Diet Coke. Both have strength of product expansion and a diverse product portfolio. So in a direct frontal attack, Pepsi also launches a product in response to its market challenger. Number 2 is flank attack. The flank attack is the marketing strategy adopted by the challenger firm and is intended to attack the weak points or blind spots of the competitor, especially a leader. A well-known example of this is the Mercedes-Benz. It began a flanking maneuver against General Motors back in the 1950s, targeting the prestige market dominated by the Cadillac brand. They purposely priced their luxury cars much higher than Cadillac as part of their campaign to represent Mercedes as a superior car. By 2004, Mercedes was outselling Cadillac, and Cadillac had long lost its reputation as being the prime example of a luxury car. Third is the encirclement attack. This form of market challenger strategy is used when the competitor attacks another on the basis of strength as well as weakness and does not have any stone unturned to overthrow the competition. The current e-commerce scenario is the best example of the encirclement attack, where the e-commerce companies are ready to go negative in their margins to beat a competitor on turnover basis. They want to come on top and gain maximum customers by hook or by crook. Next is the bypass attack. This type of strategy is found in a firm which has the brains to innovate. And when it innovates, it bypasses the complete competition and creates a segment of its own. Of course, another competitor soon follow, but the attack is very useful in the long term to create brand reputation and gain customers. The war between Coke and Pepsi is an example of this approach. The Pepsi used the bypass attack against Coke by launching the Aquafina mineral water brand very much before the Coke's Dasani brand. Lastly, the guerrilla warfare. It is the strategy of publicly surprising customers with an experience that generates attention and/or conversation. Example of guerrilla attack marketing are graffiti art or another publicity stunt. Just like the infamous RC Cola advertisement, they wowed the people using their creepy and confusing commercial in which a boy has 4 cups in his back and his mother's head is the soft drinks itself. This catches the attention of the customers and thus buying their products instead of the other cola beverages. That's all, thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Stephen L. DIOSO. I'm going to discuss the topic about the market follower and the market nicher. A market follower is a firm that decides not to attack the market leader or its competitors, usually out of fear that it stands to lose more than it might gain. Such behavior is very common in industries in which there is very little opportunity. So, a market follower never takes the initiatives. Hindi nila nakalaban yung market leader kasi alam naman nilang matatalo lang sila. So, dahil na nga may mas maraming resources yung market leader and may brand reputation na sila sa isang marketplace. Under these circumstances, most firms present the customer with the same or very similar products. usually by copying the leader. To survive, a market follower must know how to hold on to its current customers and how to win new ones. As the word suggests, a market follower follows the market leader. Minomonitor ng market follower yung mga activities na ginagawa ng isang market leader. So base dun sa mga observations nila, ginagaya ng market follower yung mga pinaka-successful strategies na nagagawa ng isang market leader. Market followers are often broadly classified into counterfeiters, cloners, imitators, and adapters. The first type is the counterfeiters. They duplicate the leader's product and package and then sell it in the black market. Examples are pirated music and pirated movie CDs. So yung product ng counterfeiters are very identical to the leader's product. Ang pagkakaiba lang ay illegal yung binibenta ng isang counterfeiters. The second type is the cloners. They imitate the leader's product, distribution, advertising, etc. Examples are IBM PC clones. So yung cloners, ginagaya nila ang exact details ng isang leader's product. Ang binabago lang nila is yung packaging and yung brand name. So example din nito is yung designer handbags ng Gucci. So ginagaya yun nung mga cloners and pinapalitan na lang nila yung brand name as Gucci. So the third type is the imitators. They copy some things from the leader but maintain some differentiation in packaging, advertising, pricing, etc. Examples are imitated jewelries. Yung pagkakaiba ng cloners at imitators ay yung cloners, ginigaya nila yung exact details at qualities ng isang product. While yung imitators naman, ginagaya lang talaga nila yung product. So copy lang talaga. So maaaring lower quality yung magawa nila at ibebenta lang nila yon ng mura. The fourth type is the adapters. They either adapt or improve the leader's product and generally sell them in different markets. Examples are cars like Maruti 800, Alto, Zen, Brayo, and etc. They adapt the best qualities from each other by changing the style of the automobile. So unlike dun sa mga previous types, yung adapter, nag-i-innovate sila palagi at ini-improve nila yung qualities ng mga product na ino-offer nila. So dahil doon, may chance silang maging market leader sa future. Market nicher. Instead of being a market follower in a large market, some firms choose to be the leaders in a small market, or market niche that doesn't attract the attention of the larger firms. Market nichers are companies that offer products or services that few other companies can provide. So they offer distinctive products for specific customers. So yung market nichers, nilalaan nila yung lahat ng efforts nila para dun sa isang particular product. So yun yung reason kaya sila nag-excel or bakit sila nagiging leader sa isang small market. Hindi nakikita ng other companies as a threat yung market nichers dahil na nga distinctive yung product nila. Ibig sabihin, specific customers lang din yung bibili nun. So the key to being a successful market nicher is specialization, which can be focused on the end user. They specializes in serving one type of final customer. So example para dito ay yung Johnson & Johnson Company. So yung specialization nila ay yung pagmamanufacture ng infant care related products. So yung end user nila ay yung mga infants and toddlers. So dun sila nag-focus. Yung mga products nila ay yung mga baby powder, baby lotion, at iba pa. So next is the customer size. So they concentrate in selling to small, medium, or large customers. The customer size refers to the total number of your customers. So yung market niche daw, kailangan nilang pumili ng customer size para malaman nila kung saan sila mag-focus. Next one is specific customers. Limits its offer to one or a few major customers. So mayroong mga companies na binibenta nila lahat ng products nila sa iisang company lang. So example nito ay yung mga companies na gumagawa ng car motors. So binibenta nila yung mga motors nila dun sa mga car manufacturers. So very specific yung mga customer nila. Next is geographic area. Sells only in a certain place, region, or area. Example para rito ay yung strawberry jam ng Baguio at yung tobaccos ng Ilocos region. So malaking factor yung geographical area para makapag-produce ng ganong product. Next is product or product line. Produces or carries only one product or product line. So example para dito ay yung Ray-Ban. So isa siyang company na nag-focus lamang sa paggagawa ng mga sunglasses. Ang sunod naman ay yung the quality price ratio. It operates at the low or at the high quality end of the market. Examples are the superstores that provide high quality products at a premium price. Next is the service. Offers services that are not available from the other firms. An example is a bank that takes loan requests over the phone and directly delivers the money to the customers. Last is the channel. It serves only one channel of distribution. For example is when the Coca-Cola company decided to make a very large sized soft drink which can only be bought at gas stations. Market nichers can get to know their customers well enough to meet their needs and be much better than the competitors while making a high profit margin. However, to increase their survival prospects, market nichers need to be strong in 2 or more market niche. So dahil exclusive yung mga in-offer na products and services ng mga market nichers, nasasatisfy kagad nila yung mga needs ng mga customers. So dahil dito, pwede nilang taasan yung mga price range ng mga in-offer nila. In conclusion, kailangan ng isang market nicher na magkaroon ng 2 or more specializations upang maging successful sa kinabibilangan nilang market.